Hello everyone, this is Matt from Real World Review, and today we're going to be unboxing the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. So it's a pretty simple box. On the front it has a little graphic kind of the phone. Then on the left it says Galaxy S25 Ultra, while the right side says Samsung, and the top side has like a little adhesive thing. The bottom is where you get all the information about your phone, this one being a titanium silver blue, 512 gigabytes, and then of course your IMEI, EID, all that good stuff. On the back, it tells you what you're supposed to get with the phone, which is just the phone, S Pen, and a USB-C cable, quick start guide / terms and conditions. And that's literally it. Like, even the S Pen comes with the phone, so it's kind of funny that they do that. But let's open this up with these pull tabs. And it looks like one of them didn't really fully pull, but here's the phone. And we can move the phone over to the side and check the top of the box, which has this little box thing that has a SIM tray, and it has a quick start guide and that terms and conditions that we just talked about, as well as a USB-C cable, which is USB 2.0 and only does 60 watts, I believe. Which is fine. This is a 45 watt phone, but they don't give you a charger in the box, as in a charging brick, just the charging cable, which is pretty standard nowadays. But back to the phone side, because yes, it is a phone side. That's it. Just the phone, nothing else. That's all that's in the box. But yeah, here's the phone. Here's the controversial cameras. And I gotta say that the frame just, I don't know, it doesn't look good. It looks kind of like an aftermarket frame. It's kind of strange. And on the bottom, of course, we have that other controversial S Pen, charging port, SIM tray, some microphones it looks like on the top, but let's take this piece off and wait forever to start the phone. And you can immediately see the anti-glare that's on here. Like, obviously it doesn't prevent everything, but it prevents a lot compared to normal glass. So I actually enjoy that. I do wish that they made a screen protector that had something like this that wasn't like a matte finish, because I would love to put a screen protector on this and still have that same feature, but unfortunately I'm just gonna have to put a screen protector on this and have to deal with having reflections on a anti-reflective coating phone. But besides that, the phone feels nice in the hands. It is kind of sharp if you think about it, but it's actually not that bad. I would say not as comfortable as like a S22 Ultra or an S23 Ultra, but it doesn't have those sharp corners, so that's kind of nice. And now that we've gone through the setup, you can see the little notification thing. It tells you notifications are on the left and the quick settings are on the right, but you can actually swipe through those, so it's not a huge deal, and you can turn that off as well, have it back to normal. But going into the settings, like I said, this is a 512 gigabyte version, and let's just get into the camera and see the billions of options that they give in this. It's honestly kind of overwhelming how much stuff is in here. There's so many little toggles to expand stuff, and I don't know if I really like that. I don't know. It's a lot. But you got the 5x and the 10x zoom, apparently at the 200 megapixel, which I don't know if that's actually better than the optical zoom that's given on those 3x and 5x cameras, but we'll have to check that out. We do have log recording on here, but there is a toggle you have to switch on to make it so then you could do log recording outside of the Pro Video option, which I'm gonna do right now because, yeah, why would I just limit it to that? But yeah, we get 4K 120 frames per second only in the Pro Video mode. There's no option to change that into normal mode, which again is kind of annoying. I don't know why they would do that. I'll definitely have to test out the camera and actually see how good it actually is. As for the S Pen, I'm not really going to test that out that much because, well, I don't really use the S Pen that much, and I'm definitely not going to use the S Pen anymore because it doesn't have the Bluetooth setting, which I never really used, but the fact that they're trying to like push it away is just kind of frustrating. But yeah, at least the S Pen is still here. It's just not as good as we remember. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and are looking forward to the review. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.